Seltzer Kings
podcasts.
When did making plans get this complicated? It's time to streamline with WhatsApp, the secure messaging app that brings the whole group together. Use polls to settle dinner plans. Send event invites and pin messages so no one forgets Mom's 60th. And never miss a meme or milestone. All protected with end-to-end encryption. It's time for WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone. Learn more at whatsapp.com.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Listening to this podcast? Smart move. Being financially savvy? Smart move. Another smart move? Having State Farm help you create a competitive price when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Jackie, what are you doing?
Changing into my bathing suit?
That doesn't usually require a screwdriver.
No, it usually doesn't.
It really looked like...
I know what it looked like.
Why are you wearing a bathing suit?
Didn't you hear? I won. Before I was the demonized offspring of a mass murderer, I signed up for the dunk tank. You know, you get a jar and whoever gets the most money gets dunked. I went from a week of having the $3 I put in for myself to having almost $400. Go figure.
Jackie, really, you're wasting your time trying to prove something to these people.
Yeah. And when people thought the worst of your dad, you just took it lying down, right?
Oh, hello there. Chip chip cheerio, top of the morning to you. Welcome to another episode of Boys Watching Veronica Mars. We're just two boys watching every episode of Veronica Mars, giving our review, our reactions. We are your hosts. I am Joe Welke.
I'm Vance.
And today we are talking about Season 2, Episode 13, Ain't No Magic Mountain High Enough. Directed by Guy B. Written by Diane Ruggiero. Original air date, February 8th, 2006, to an audience of 2.05 million people. And before we get into the episode, everybody, join our Discord. Join our Discord. Link is in the show notes. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/boyswatchingbuffy. We're covering Freaks and Geeks there. We got our movie tier, which is how the Discord people decided what movie we will be watching and reviewing and sharing our thoughts on it. The people voted. Vance, what were the results of the vote?
We gave the people the power.
Yep. Big mistake. Just kidding.
And
Sorry, everybody.
They had a chance to choose between Death Becomes Her, Practical Magic, Reanimator, and Monster Squad. Reanimator and Monster Squad didn't make the cut.
No. Not at all.
And as of the time of this recording, it's a little different than normal.
We are recording at a different time than we normally do. This is a Joe and Vance After Hours Nighttime edition.
Yeah, we're testing out the Neptune After Dark, Neptune Nights.
Yeah, Neptune Nights. We got to have like a weird like synthy version of our theme song.
Yeah.
Neptune Nights. Little sax solo.
Yeah. But as of the time of this recording, the movie that we will be reviewing for October, for spooky season, will be Death Becomes Her.
Yeah, Death Becomes Her.
Unless there's a late push Unless there's a late push.
Unless there's a late push.
Yeah.
But as of right now,
Yeah.
Death Becomes Her looking like the clear winner here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited.
I'm excited to watch it too.
Yeah. I had brought Practical Magic and Reanimator to the table. And kind of Death Becomes Her.
Death Becomes Her was not really a full my pick. Because I almost picked it. I've almost picked it for another poll that we did. But instead, I went with Galaxy Quest, and no one picked that one. So here we are. And you were like thinking about Death Becomes Her. And I was like, yeah, that's good. And I was like, should we do a poll? Should we give the people power?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we gave it to them.
Yeah.
So they picked the one that we both were interested in watching.
Yeah, I kind of figured that it was going to be between Practical Magic and Death Becomes Her.
Yeah.
But you've been banging the drum of Monster Squad for a while now. Like that one you bring up quite a bit on the podcast. Reanimator is just a kind of a classic.
Yeah. Only because I have not watched Monster Squad since I was a little youngin'. So it would be the reason for me to watch it.
Well, let me tell you, my high school lacrosse coach who doesn't listen to this podcast, doesn't subscribe to the Patreon, doesn't subscribe to anything. He was like, you got to do Monster Squad. Saw me like repost it on my Instagram about the poll. And he was like, you got to do Monster Squad. And I was like, you don't even fucking listen to this. But alas, we will not be doing Monster Squad unless there's a crazy late push.
Yeah.
Crazy late push for Monster Squad.
By the time you're hearing this, it's too late though. So
yeah. So yeah, that's what you got to look forward to on Patreon. Yeah. Again, since it's a Neptune night. That was like the X-Men soundtrack.
Yeah.
The X-Men theme. Not cracking an energy drink.
No, too late.
I've got some sparkling water. I've got some cherry limeade flavored sparkling water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a couple boring old bastards.
Well, I do have a follow-up for last episode.
Okay.
We asked the question if we had any listeners from Chicago.
Oh boy, did we.
And we have a longtime listener, Queen C. All the way back in our Buffy era. Been with us since then. Been with us for a while.
Yeah.
They're from Chicago.
Mentioned that they're from Chicago, I think 2 episodes ago.
Yep.
And we were like, do we even know anybody in Chicago? Yep, Queen C.
Yeah, Queen C.
Yeah.
I thought the Queen C was a Cordelia reference, but apparently it's for Chicago.
Oh, it's for Chicago. Oh, yeah. And yeah. All right. Ain't no Magic Mountain high enough. Our predictions.
You said they go to a theme park, and I said they go to an amusement park, piggybacking off of what you said.
I mean, it is referenced the park that I was talking about, Magic Mountain, Six Flags, but they do not go.
They do not go. Yeah.
Yeah. So struck out on that one.
Yeah, close enough.
How'd you feel about this one? How you feeling about this one?
This one is interesting. This one's good in a way. It didn't go as dark as I thought it was going to go. I was getting worried for a while.
Yeah. This was more, I feel like, in line with what I thought Veronica Mars was going to be
as a
initially.
Show. Yeah.
High school scampery.
At the end, it gets real Sherlock Holmes. Let me explain everything to you. And it's just things are just falling into place. Things are just being revealed. Things are twisting.
Yep.
And then there's some awful stuff that happens at the end in the nightmare section that happens at the end of each of these episodes. That's what I'm deeming it. The nightmare. Instead of
the nightmare section.
Instead of like the tag, it's just the nightmare scenarios.
All right. Well, without further ado, shall we get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
So I knew something was up when we started off with this recap because they recapped the Tritons, which I was like, that's never going to come up again. And here we are. Tritons playing a role.
Yeah.
Weevil getting kicked out of his gang. Lamb questioning Terrence Cook about the bus accident.
I'm hit or miss on if I pay attention to the recaps. I'll just be honest.
Yeah, I pay attention to them just to make sure, like, if there's really anything going on. Like, do I really need to know?
No,
any
the
of this
Astrid
stuff?
thing was key because I would not have known who that girl was
Yeah.
in the car. But yeah.
Yeah, Triton's making a comeback, unfortunately for me. But it's the students. They're getting ready for the Winter Carnival, and Miss Hauser, who just seems to hate students now.
Yeah, her character took a turn that I did not expect. I guess she's not with Sax anymore.
Yeah. So Veronica is asking for decorations for the Future Business Leaders of America booth, and some kid. I couldn't tell if it was JP or JB.
JB, I believe.
Okay, so JB. He says that Veronica's his nemesis because she's ahead of him in the running for the Kane Scholarship. And I was like, we're still pretending that that's a thing.
The kid is
and
missing.
We're still pretending that Veronica is going to win it.
Is this thing is something that it would make sense if it was like Kane Scholarship and name, and then there was another trusted board. But we saw last season that he actually has them to his house and like he's involved in the scholarship giving. No way she gets it. And no way that is a priority when their kid is missing.
Yep. But she's 3/100,000ths of a point ahead of him.
Yeah.
For the Kane Scholarship. And they're working on decorations for the Winter Carnival. Weevil's over with some other kid and they're goofing off. And Miss Hauser's like, you should really study because you're all a bunch of dummies. And then there's a debate about where they should go for their senior trip. Weevil and his dumb buddy, they want to go to Magic Mountain, Six Flags.
It's the stoner kid that he's with.
What stoner kid?
The one that...
Corny?
Yeah, that's Corny.
That's Corny.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize Corny. He hasn't been in this show for a while.
He pops up, though.
I didn't recognize this girl until later, but it's Madison.
Madison has a thing where... I know I got shit when we were doing Buffy and I didn't recognize Harmony at one point in one of the episodes. Madison does that for me sometimes. And to begin, like initially, like when I first saw her and she has her opening line, that's pretty funny about, do I look like I enjoy being covered in white goo? Talking about Elmer's glue. Yeah. But I was like, oh, that's just some girl in the class. And then,
Same. Yeah, and I don't want to be like this guy, but it looks like she had like work done or something. So she looks different. Maybe she like dyed her hair, but
I will say this. Everybody looks different in this episode because they're coming. This is past the Christmas break, right? Or when does this air? Yeah. Because some people have some hair. Some people have less hair.
Oh, so boy. Yep. But Madison, she wants to go to Catalina Island, and then there's a whole like, oh, Catalina Island's so boring, ma. Yeah. So that's basically that scene.
Yeah.
So then at school, Jackie gets off the bus. She's getting heckled because her dad's being questioned about the bus accident. Dick Casablancas is like, oh, your dad killed my friends and blah, blah. And then Jackie's friend that way I thought we were never going to see.
I love her friend. I think she's the coolest. She's the second coolest character in Neptune.
She's the best. Her name is Gloria, right?
I thought it was Cora, but I don't know.
It's been a while since she's been in the show.
You can say that about anybody.
No, wait, Gloria.
I don't think she does not look like a Gloria.
Nope, no,
Cora. Cora's her name.
Cora, you're right. Gloria was Wallace's crush in the first season that he spent one episode with.
That's the one you remember?
I don't know. I can't remember names, man. Especially these side characters that show up like once every 30 episodes. Give me a break. But anyway, Cora is there and she's like, hey, Jackie, how you doing? You doing all right? And Jackie's like, no, I feel terrible. Everybody hates me. Everybody's heckling me. My dad's being investigated for a bus accident, like that killed a bunch of people here. And like, I don't know, I'm going to go to this Winter Carnival. And then Madison shows up out of nowhere and she's like, you think it's a good idea that you should go to the Winter Carnival? I don't think you should go to the Winter Carnival because you're a freak show. You're a freak show and you're going to ruin everything.
Dick Casablancas' dad is on the run.
Yes.
Logan Eckel's dad is wanted for murder, and Logan is also on trial for murder.
Yeah.
But her dad being questioned about the bus thing. You know, there's just one thing different about these two people. Just one thing different.
Oh, yeah, there is. Which she brings up later.
No one reacted to Wallace last episode possibly hit and run in Chicago. No one looked at him differently.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he's still getting dapped up by his teammates.
Yeah.
That's the power of being good at sports, man. You get the double doubles.
Yeah. Get the double doubles, yeah.
Yeah. And there's some fucking guy in Keith's office. He's talking about his kid got into an accident at a go-kart place or whatever. He wants to sue or something. But then Terrence Cook shows up and he's like, Keith, I need a consultation. Keith is like, anything for you, Mr. Cook.
Pretty much.
So then we're at the Winter Carnival and Veronica's working the snow cone stand. Logan shows up and we got to dust off an old segment.
Well, before that, let's just mention for the listeners, this is a Winter Carnival in California. So it's no snow, very hot.
No.
A lot of like
Well,
cold
it
drinks.
gets kind of cold out here.
It does, but when you think winter, when you think TV stuff, this is not what you expect.
Yeah. I mean, they're also just like in a bare parking lot.
Yeah. They didn't decorate it up that much at all.
No,
Yeah.
they didn't put like fake snow. Like it just looks like a regular carnival. But Logan Echolls shows up in a sweater jacket combo that is an assault on the eyes.
With the puka shell necklace.
With the puka shell necklace. He's got a white argyle with lime green accents sweater and a khaki jacket with lime green accents down the sleeves. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
It's so 2000s though.
It's hideous.
So 2000. Except for the puka shell necklace, it's just the way it is lying on the sweater. It's just like it's not right. It's not right.
Yeah, dude, it's awful. And he's got a haircut, which whatever, looks fine.
Yeah,
but
it's fine. But he got some of the frosted tips cut down.
Yeah, he did. They're missing. But that jacket sweater combo, I was like, no, sir. No, sirree, Bob. You cannot get away with that. Not around me.
He gets away with it. He gets away with being a wanted for murder man walking around the carnival.
Walking around the Winter Carnival and then doing some other wild shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he asks Veronica to make him a snow cone, and she does, and he gives her a $50 bill. And Veronica's like, looks shocked. She's like, what, $50? I've never seen so much money in my life.
Yeah, she reacted like they make $50 bills. And she's like,
yeah,
I've seen you gather like thousands of dollars at a time. What are you?
Yeah. Those were all in ones.
Yeah. I noticed that. I know they did it so that we would know that it's $50 or whatever. But why did he ask for like a blue drink specifically?
I don't know.
I thought that had something to do with something, but it doesn't pay off.
Yeah. But people are also loving the Pep Squad pies that they make. And it's because Madison's dad buys a bunch of them and just gives them to her, blah, blah, blah. But Veronica gives him change. That led to nothing. I thought that might be something, but nope.
I thought he wasn't going to ask for change. It was an interesting exchange.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. There's a lot of like very weird moments
just like
in the setup of this episode.
Yeah.
Where like, it's just like there's some silence. Like it's just like awkwardly silent. And she's like giving him change.
Yeah. It's a dead
like,
space
thanks.
there. Yeah.
So then Weevil and his niece are walking around. Thumper, like Weevil buys her a balloon and Thumper like punches it. And he's like, thought that was your head. And it's so funny that these guys are just walking around the winter high school carnival.
Like, it's fine. He threatened you. He told you killed your friend and he's just going to hang out at this carnival.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like, I know that you bring up a lot that like these guys are in high school and they're in a gang, and it never like bothered me until this episode where they're walking around a carnival like together And like I just saw him like beat the shit out of him at like a loading dock.
Yeah.
And then they're just like punching balloons.
Where the stakes are too high. Like he's walking around with his what? How old is his niece? 8, 12?
Probably like
8 or 10?
Yeah,
something like that.
pretty young.
He's walking around with his niece, and then you got this guy who murdered a dude, and it threatens you, just walking around too. And he's not, I don't know. Yeah.
It feels weird.
It's like, I'm not going to that thing. I'm not going to this.
Yeah.
No.
But he's there. He punches a balloon. Dick and Logan, they're walking around. They notice that Beaver and Mac are together, and they're holding hands, and they're an item, it seems like. Miss Hauser walks up to the snow cone stand. Jackie walks up to the snow cone stand. Veronica, when she sees Miss Hauser, she just like pulls out the bag of money and she's like acts like she's counting change, but she like dumps it out on the table all awkwardly.
I honestly thought she was going to give her the whole bag.
I didn't know what was happening because this is like another one of those things where like there's a lot of silence and weird shit happening. And then a bunch of streakers run across in lucha masks. And apparently this is a Triton tradition.
The luchador mask. Yeah.
Yeah. And Wallace shows up with Jane. That's her name, right?
Mm-hmm. It's the annual tuck and run that the Tritons do, apparently.
Yeah. And Veronica like puts the cash box in this like little thing.
Well, Miss Hauser gives her the cash box because they have to go after the streakers because she's got a bunch of cash box. And then she gives it to Veronica. Veronica goes and puts it. We see her put it into this little cabinet and then go back to the front to talk to Wallace. And then Miss Hauser comes back because she wasn't going to chase down those guys. And she comes back. She's like, hey, where's the money? Veronica goes back to the cabinet. It's like a magic trick. And it's not there. And she gets up and she goes like, it's not here.
Yeah.
And
that's all the money for the senior trip.
Yeah.
I mean, this all happened like Miss Hauser giving her the cash box, Veronica putting it away, then Miss Hauser asking for the cash box. That happens within like 30 seconds, it seems like.
Yeah. And then Miss Hauser says in the next scene, after we get our intro credits, it's like, oh, that was $12,000 in there. And they're like, $12,000?
Yeah. It's a big school.
The event isn't over yet. Yeah. They would have made like 24,000 if at this rate.
Yeah.
People are still paying for stuff. It's not even like you paid for tickets beforehand and you don't pay for anything there. People are still paying with cash there.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But Hauser gets vice principal or Principal Clemens now. There we go.
Yeah.
Gets Clemens and they're pissed at Veronica. They're like, we leave you alone with the cash box for 2 seconds. And you owe the school $12,000 now. And Veronica's like, wait. Why don't we just move the metal detectors to the exit of the Winter Carnival? Whoever leaves, like the cash box is made of metal. You have to search everybody as they leave. Madison shows up and Madison's like, I bet it was Jackie. And Jackie's like, why? Because I'm black.
It was like, what am I guilty of? Standing while black is what she says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Miss Hauser gets snippy with Jackie too. She's like, I think you might have done it. You're one of them no good ones.
She's like, yeah, you fit the profile.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, Miss Hauser comes out real hot in this one.
Yeah.
It was like she wasn't great if you think about what happened with Veronica's mom situation, all that stuff. But she has never been this bad. It didn't seem.
Yeah, it seemed like she was just kind of like stressed because she was a single mom now. Like she just got divorced. Now it's like, I actively don't like any of my students and I'm racist.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So then we go over to Logan in his awful outfit. And he's playing like the frog hammer game. And he's making eyes with some girl. And they're flirting. And he's like flirting really hard. He tries to hammer the frog into like one of his lily pads. And I thought that once the girl said lily pad, he was going to have like a moment.
I did too.
But he doesn't.
I thought we'd do like a rack zoom over to Weevil and a tear be coming down his eye also.
He like slowly grabs the tattoo.
It's like warm. It's burning. Someone said Lily.
But no, Logan's like, well, if it's so easy, why don't you come out here and do it? And she's like, all right, I'll come out here. And she goes to hammer it, and then he acts like she hammers his hand. And she's like, oh my God, are you okay? And he's like, just kidding.
I had to go back and see how I literally went back to see how his hand would have got hit before he even said he was pretending. Because when it happened, I was like, why would your hand be on the thing that she has to hit? And it's not. He just puts his hand down next to her. And she rests the hammer down. And he does that. And it's just, this whole flirting scene was just hard to watch.
Yeah. Well, like when he's like, how about a little bit of encouragement, ladies? And
you're like, ew. And I'm like, do they know who he is? Because they should. They should know who he is because of the story of the summer. Even if not, you would know the famous actor's son.
Yep.
It's impossible not to.
Yep. Even if you didn't know about his whole drama where he's wanted for murder, maybe his dad went to jail for murder, big story. And then even before that, his dad's a famous actor.
Yeah.
You would know who this guy is. But now, everybody knows who they are until they don't, until they need to.
Yeah.
But, so then Logan, he like tries to hit this frog in there one more time, and he lands it on the lily pad, wins a pink bunny. And he's like, what's your name, babe? She's like, Hannah. And he's like, maybe I'll name this bunny Hannah after you. And she's like, and he's like, on second thought, I'm going to give it to you. You should name it Logan after me. And she's like, oh.
It was brutal to watch.
Yeah. His swag is pretty whack.
I just kept calling her Carney in this. Logan is flirting with
she goes to high school.
Logan's flirting with some Carney.
Oh my God. I mean, I was like, cute girl. He's making eyes with a cute girl, and then he's flirting with her, and then we get her name, and it's Hannah.
Is Carney offensive? It can't be offensive, right? That's a job
it's pretty
thing.
Offensive.
It's offensive to people that work at carnivals.
Hey, my culture is not your costume, Vance.
I apologize to the carnival workers. I do love a good carnival.
Who doesn't? Carnivals fucking rock, dude. So Veronica, she sees Weevil and his niece sitting down on a bench, and she goes up to them and she's like, hey, what's up, little girl? Oh, what's on your backpack? And she starts feeling it up. And Weevil's like, if you're going to go through it, just go through it. Don't do this.
I like your jacket. She's frisking her. Dude, immediately when I saw this scene, I was like, Veronica was looking at Madison and Hauser, like judging Jackie. And then she goes right over and goes like, no. You guys are profiling the wrong people here. These are the people you want to profile.
Yeah, Weevil's just like, God damn, dude. Like, you're shameless. Just open it up. Yeah. Jesus Christ. And then Veronica looks through it and she's like, okay, nothing in there. Okay.
All right.
And then Weevil's like, yeah, nothing in there. Okay, bye.
And we must say, Weevil's got hair now. And it's in that weird between phase.
Well, I was like, the whole time he has a shaved head, and I was like, is he like actually balding? But it looks like he's got like hair. Mm-hmm. Like he can grow hair.
Yeah. But I feel like he's in that between phase where it's not long enough and I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, but then we go back to Keith's office. Terrence Cook is telling him like, hey, Lamb is using me as a scapegoat. And then Keith is like, yeah, but he can't arrest you without evidence. Like, there's no evidence of you doing this. And then Cook is like, well, I mean, the field trip was to the baseball stadium. I signed a bunch of autographs and shit for the kids. So there's baseball shit all over this bus. I think he said that it's been baseball memorabilia embedded in the driver's body.
Yeah. So basically, the evidence that Lamb would have is that he signed all this stuff, put a bomb in the duffel bag, it exploded, and that's why all this memorabilia stuff is exploded everywhere.
Yeah.
Which is like, my question would be, at this moment, my question was, what would be his motive to blowing up a school bus? In this moment, this was what my question was.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's like, yeah, I thought that I planted a bomb and detonated it by calling a cell phone. And he's like, Keith, I need you to prove that I didn't do it, that I didn't make that call. I was like, that seems like it'd be super easy. Just whip open your cell phone, go to the call logs.
I think they say he have call records. They have call records, and he made a phone call around the time that it happened. But I don't know what the call would be to. I don't know. It's something.
Yeah.
And there's some stuff about him and Woody Goodman and not getting, like, the Woody Goodman stuff gets pushed to the side
Woody
later.
Goodman doesn't like Sheriff Lamb. He wanted to install Keith as the sheriff.
He was going to do, but he also was going to do something that Terrence Cook didn't like. There was something about his housing plan and development and stop and frisk or something. It was something like that, but it kind of gets waylaid later, so it's not that important.
Yeah. So then we go back to the Winter Carnival. Mac and Beaver, they're at the snow cone stand now, and Veronica's like, have you seen Jackie around? And they're like, Jackie asked to borrow a screwdriver. And Veronica's like, shit, that means Jackie probably stole the box. So she goes to find where Jackie is. Jackie's in the girls' bathroom, and Veronica's like, ugh, I hate that I have to go investigate Jackie, because now I feel like I don't want Miss Hauser to be right, because this would be terrible. But this is also like my home base, the girls' bathroom. Yeah. This is where I operate from.
I can't have her doing crimes in my office.
So she goes in there, and Jackie's actually using the screwdriver to scratch out graffiti that was written about Jackie. It's like, Jackie Cook is and then it's scratched out.
It's a slur.
What do you think it said?
It's a slur.
You think it's a slur?
Yeah. Yeah. This feels like that episode, and I thought they were going to go real deep into it this episode, but they pull back a little bit.
Yep. So it's Jackie's also changing into a bathing suit because, of course, Jackie is the dunk tank girl.
She signed up before her dad got arrested, and they got $400 from it.
Yeah, because it was like some kind of bid type of deal where it's like whoever wins the dunk tank girl, like you have to bid on who's going to be in the dunk tank. And before the investigation, Jackie only had like $2, but then after the investigation, it got up to like $400.
Yeah.
So yeah, Veronica tells Jackie like, "Hey, you're wasting your time trying to prove anything to these Neptune heathens." And Jackie hits
Trust
her with
me, I dated a bunch of them.
And Jackie hits her with because when your dad was getting thrown under the bus, you totally rolled over. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, good point, Jackie.
No, that was a great one. That was a great line by Jackie.
Yep. So Jackie walks over to the dunk tank. Some jock comes up to the stand, and it goes, "One of my friends was on that bus."
It's so ridiculous.
I think what's even more ridiculous is how accurate he is with his throw. Like, he hits her, gets her in the dunk tank like 3 times in a row. I was like, damn, this guy better be the pitcher on Neptune High's baseball team.
I was going to bring this up later, but she's at a dunk tank, right? The goal is for her to be dunked. That is what you're paying for. You can't dunk someone more maliciously. Mm-hmm. But they do such a good job of filming it like it's the most horrible torture ever. Yeah. And again, this isn't winter in like North Dakota. This is winter in Neptune in California.
Yeah.
So,
but again, to be fair, I mean, there are some times in LA where the highs are like 55.
Oh, later when it's night, sure. But when you get on a dunk tank, the goal is for people to hit it and you get dunked in water.
Yeah.
But they're doing it like so maliciously. Like they were like, we can't do a fire hose. We can't do a fire hose in this scene, but we're going to do a dunk tank.
One of my friends was on that bus.
Ding!
Hits Dunker, and then he hit her with another line after. He's like, I hope that felt real good, or like, hope that you got dunked like all my friends got dunked into the fucking river, the ocean, or whatever.
It's just so funny because if he liked her, would he still not try to dunk it? Like the goal is the same no matter what. It's to hit the target, and it's got to be harder to hit the target.
It's so hard.
Every carnival thing is set up for you to lose. It's to take your money, so it's not set up for everyone in that line to just hit it.
See, where I thought this was going to go is they were going to start throwing the balls like at Jackie.
I noticed that they actually did have a cage in front of her to protect her.
Well, they have a cage in front of them all the time.
It was like not a full one though. It was like kind of like halfway up.
Yeah, like a half cage.
Yeah. I did think that they might throw stuff at her, but
or at least throw it at the cage to like rattle her or something. But no, just everyone in this town is like the most accurate person in the world.
Yeah.
So we go back to Terrence and Keith. They're having a beer together because Keith is like, I just gotta have a beer with you because I'm a fucking big fan, and I followed your whole career from the minors to your big leagues, and I fucking big fan of yours. And Terrence Cook is like, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. And that's glad that we can like have this beer together. And then Keith is like, you're not, and like, I need you to be open with me about like this case. You're not like hiding anything. And Terrence is like, no, why would I hide anything? He's like, all right. So what's up with this picture of you with Miss Dumas, the teacher that was on the bus?
He's like,
that's a little suspicious.
Man.
Yeah. And Terrence is like, fuck. Damn it. And yeah, Keith's like, you gotta be upfront with me if you want me to take your case, man. I gotta know some shit. So then we go back to the carnival. Wallace comes up to the dunk tank and he buys some balls and he just starts overthrowing them. Mm-hmm. And I was like, good guy, Wallace. I thought that his strategy was he was going to throw all of the balls over the tank so that nobody else could do it.
He's the best person in Neptune.
Yeah.
And I love that you hear the sound of it hitting a car and the alarm going off.
Yeah, twice.
It's like, haven't you already been in enough car-related incidents, Wallace? Like,
yeah. But I didn't know what he was doing here when he was just overthrowing this stuff.
No, he's just throwing it and being like, hey, I support her because I don't think her dad did it. And if her dad did it, it doesn't matter because Logan's dad did something awful and you guys are still hanging out with him.
Yeah. But he's what?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my fault. Yeah.
Yeah. You forgot.
Yeah.
White guy. Not even cool. Not even nice.
And Wallace is there with Jane, too, which I like. And Jane is like being cool about it also.
Yeah. So we see Mac and Beaver. They're still holding hands, walking around. And then Dick shows up with his buddy. His buddies? Yeah, he's got two cronies with him. And he shows up to bully Beaver and basically call him a pussy. He's telling Mac like, oh man, I hope you're ready for this. I mean, look, I bet you Beaver, he's been holding your hand, he's been gripping it tight, and you're getting kind of disgusted with it because his hands are all sweaty because he doesn't know how to talk to girls. And you're going to be, if you're going to bust his cherry, you got to be soft with him because he's a little namby-pamby boy. And this is all after like Mac says something about like, yeah, maybe we've been holding hands the whole time we've been here. Like, maybe you want to not? And Beaver's like, whoa.
Dick is just being Dick. There's literally just no reason. It goes a little, I guess it's just because he doesn't like Mac because she's not one of the cool kids, which is crazy because we know that she should be in Madison's house.
Yep.
And I'm just waiting for that to get dropped again.
Yeah, I mean, I
know it won't. I know. Like, I feel like that's one of those episodes that we're just gonna like have to forget actually happened. Because I think we're gonna have to forget about Duncan and his baby.
Yeah.
I
don't know why people don't like Beaver. Like we bring this up. Like I know that he's like the like seen as this like loser in the Casablancas family. Like he's not manly enough or whatever. But I don't know why. We just haven't seen enough evidence. What happened to his real estate company that he was doing with?
Oh, that's gonna come back up for sure.
Where is it?
I I like the idea of a character that everyone just hates in general. Like you see this in sitcoms sometimes and like other shows, and they just hate them and they don't have a real reason. It's just a vibe that person gives off.
Just your face.
Yeah. But I don't think I think just the family does not like him.
Yeah. Like even the mom.
Yeah, the mom was
he's like, I want to go to Europe. And she's like, no.
No, here's your trust fund. Get out of here.
Yeah. So that's that scene. Logan shows up as Hannah's buying cotton candy and just takes a bite of it. And I was like, what a bold move.
Yeah.
And he's just flirting with her.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to call you princess. And they're going to go to the slushy stand. And I was just like, ugh.
I think it would work better if I believed this flirting was working. Or like, give me, she knows who he is. I wanted her to push back a little. I wanted it to be a 2-person flirt and not a 1-person flirt. And that's what it feels like.
You're absolutely right. She doesn't seem like she has anything. Like she's just like,
yeah.
The whole time, like, oh.
Like he calls you princess, like push back on that, do something different. Like I wanted to see her like kind of win, like him have to really win her over. But she's already won over. So every time we see this scene, it's just like, all right, get to it already.
Yeah, she had to go ask her friends for, hey, I'm going to go over with Logan to the slushy stand. And they're like, and she's like, all right, I can come. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, give me a friend that's like, maybe don't go out with him. And like her having to sneak around.
Her friend pulls her aside. You know that guy's wanted for murder, right?
But he's rich. Is he? I think he's living in a hotel.
He's considered hot for some reason. But he's so considered hot for some reason. So yeah, they're getting along famously. Then it's nighttime and Jackie's freezing on the dunk tank. How
long does she have to be on the dunk tank? This is a volunteer position. That's also it's not like they chained her to the dunk tank. She can leave.
No. It's like she looks like Rose at the end of Titanic in the water. She's like shivering and stuff.
Oh, I meant to bring this up in the last dunk tank scene. When Wallace is throwing balls away, some teacher comes up and goes, hey, stop that.
Yeah. Hey, that's enough.
What? Did you not hear what the guy said before?
No, that's warranted.
I did.
One of my friends was on that bus.
We all had friends on the bus, okay? Meg's baby was taken. This show is so wild.
This show is insane. Yeah.
Oh, God.
But so yeah, Jackie's sitting there freezing her little ass off, and Madison shows up and she just walks up to the button and pushes it. Like, where's the teacher?
Yeah. That's why I had to bring him up. There's no she's just like talking to her and going up and pushing the button. I'm like, that's not allowed.
No.
At that point,
she goes up.
At that point, Jackie, get off, Jackie.
Right? Yeah. Veronica's there in the crowd because there's like a whole heckling crowd, and Veronica's just watching. Like, I can't watch this anymore. So she leaves and she sees a bunch of PCHers bullying a ball pit guy, and the Thumper's like, "That snake! I want that snake! Give me that snake!" And they're like, I can't just give it to you. He's like, I want it. Give it to me. And then Veronica sees the ball pit and she's like, oh, the cash box. It's probably in the ball pit. Everybody out. And then she tells Hauser and Clemens, like, hey, I think the cash box is in the ball pit. We got to empty the ball pit. They empty the ball pit. There's nothing in there. They don't find it. And then Miss Hauser's like, what a waste of fucking time, Veronica. And there's kids. And Veronica's like, we're going to put them back.
Yeah, it's like, it's fine. It's not going to take that long.
Yeah, and then Clemens shows up and he's like, well, luckily Tanya Flynn has been filming the Winter Carnival for the yearbook. And she said that she found something interesting. Let's go watch.
This was strange. This came out of nowhere.
Yeah. So they bring the suspects back to a classroom. It's Weevil, JB, Madison, Jackie, Dick, Veronica, and and then Clemens and Hauser in there too.
Can I give this lineup a read down?
Yes.
All right. So the lineup goes, they pan left to right. And we got Jackie, Madison, JB, Weevil, a red balloon, and Dick who's staring at the red balloon, not paying attention. It was something.
Yeah. So they start watching footage of the carnival. I don't know what they were looking for or what they saw that was like interesting.
Did they watch the tape first and then call these people in? Or did they call them in and then watch it? This scene makes no sense at all.
Yeah. But Veronica goes, if we find the money, like there's a $50 bill that has the words Nancy written on them and a phone number, and it's written in black marker. She's like, Logan Eccles paid for it, his slushie with that. And I was like, no, we didn't. And I rewound and I looked at the $50 bill.
You went all the way back from this point?
Yeah. I was like, there was no text on that $50. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Which turns out to be a bluff anyway. But they're playing the video and Hauser tells Jackie that she's trash.
Well, they play the video and you can't see a lot of stuff. And then you see Jackie walk by and he's like, oh, what's under her jacket? And Jackie says, oh, it's my bikini to change into. It's my bag for my thing. And then Miss Hauser, this is when she officially became the worst person ever, goes, I don't care what your zip code is. Trash is trash.
Yeah.
I was like, jeez.
Yeah. This is a student that you might see again in class.
Her dad's a famous baseball player who's now being accused of blowing up the bus, which I guess is public knowledge now.
It was announced on the news.
Was it announced the bus got blown up? Like, what did people actually think he did? Like the public?
I don't know, but there was that news report where the guy was like, Don Lamb is questioning Terrence Cook in the investigation for the bus accident.
Yeah, that's fine if you say that, but like, what do they think he actually did?
He threw a fucking 95-mile-an-hour fastball right into the front window,
Yeah.
knocked out Ed Doyle.
He's like in a sniper's perch, but he just got a fastball.
Yeah, man.
Jeez.
When it comes to what your family eats and drinks, you know your choices matter. You're the expert because you know what fits your life. And getting it right starts with good information. That's why America's beverage companies are sharing more information about our ingredients at goodtoknowfacts.org. No spin, no judgments, just the facts straight from the experts for more than 140 beverage ingredients. Visit goodtoknowfacts.org.
At Sierra, discover great deals on top brand workout gear, like high-quality walking shoes, which might lead to another discovery.
40,000 steps, baby. Who's on top now, Karen?
You've taken the office step challenge a step too far. Don't worry, though. Sierra also has yoga gear. It might be a good place to find your zen. Discover top brands at unexpectedly low prices. Sierra, let's get moving.
So Logan, he's in a bounce house with Hannah. And he's like, don't worry, I take all my dates here. And she's like, oh, you think this is a date? And he's like, I bought you a slushie, didn't I? And she's like, oh.
This is where I thought the slushies were going to play a role.
Didn't.
Because he has a blue one again, and she's got a pink or red one.
Yeah. So then we have Dick and Madison. They left. And Dick's trying to like chat with Madison, and they see Beaver and Mac, and they're like, look at these two losers. And Beaver and Mac, they're on a website for escorts, and they're giggling.
Yeah. Now, I also want to bring up that we had a lineup where the principal and Miss Hauser called the students to look at a tape. And we get nothing from that. That scene
had nothing.
They had nothing. Like, how did you round these kids up? How long is this carnival going? Like, you're bringing kids into the school, you're having questions, you're letting them go back out. Like, Dick was just in this getting questioned. Now he's back out working the stands and making fun of his brother.
Yeah.
Why did you hold them in there?
And Jackie and JB are still in there, right?
No.
They're not? Okay.
No.
They are later.
No, they go back to this when they do another roundup.
Okay.
But like, yeah, this is just like, what was that meaning for? You showed us some grainy footage and like, all right, that's it.
So when Beaver and Mac are on this escort website, I thought we were going in a completely different direction.
Privateescorts.biz.
Yep.
You thought Mac was gonna put her name in and try to become an escort? What did you think
I thought that they were gonna find like Madison on there or something, or Miss Hauser or something.
I don't think they care about Miss Hauser at all at this point. Like, they don't have any reason to be looking for Miss Hauser. Oh, I guess I can understand why you would think that, because they did find another teacher on that in a previous episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway. So Terrence and Keith, they're back at the Mars office and they're still talking. Apparently, Miss Dumas was like stalking Terrence Cook. He was like, it's a total fatal attraction. Like, we hooked up. Then she started threatening me. And if I didn't end things with my fiance, then she would end things. And eventually Terrence told the fiance, they broke off. And Keith's like, well, hate to break it to you, buddy, but there is a motive for killing Ms. Dumas.
Yep. There's your motive.
So this is suspicious now, dude. And Terrence is like, damn it. So then Veronica, she's walking around the carnival. She looks up at that flagpole. She notices something and she goes over to Weevil and she goes, hey, I want to ask you something. Which is...
Joe and Vance have been asking this question too.
Yeah. You remember that one teacher whose car you somehow got on the flagpole and like in the middle of the flagpole or whatever? Like, how the hell did you do that? Like, I guess you had like some kind of auto shop tools or something. And Weevil's like, yeah, all the people that are in the auto shop class have keys to the classroom. We all made keys for the classroom. So you should be suspicious of all of them, if anything.
But especially a guy who has his own auto shop that he works
at. Yep. Yeah. So then Veronica, she's walking around with Hauser and Clemens, and they're like, we got to go look into the auto shop lockers. And they're inspecting the lockers. They cut the locks and they find the money. They find the $50 bill with Nancy written on it. And there's only $3,000 in there, though. Mm-hmm. And then Clemens reaches down further into the locker and he finds a big bag of, they say pills later on. It looked like cocaine to me. It looked like powder.
No, I thought they were pills. And they were a bunch of white pills, it looked like.
But yeah, so they open this and they're like, well, whose locker is this? It's locker 19. It's Eduardo Orozco. And I was like, okay. And like, he goes by the name Thumper.
Yeah, I was just like, just say Thumper. Like, I know who it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then they continue looking through lockers and they find like a big paddle with a bunch of engravings on it with a bunch of like numbers and letters. It's not like any words or anything. It's just whatever. And Veronica looks at it and she's like, I see. So I sense this has got to be code.
I can read the Matrix.
This isn't just any markings. But it looks like a fraternity paddle that they used to like spank each other with or whatever.
Yeah, exactly what the panty club for homos would carry around.
Exactly. So this is the worst scene of this entire show to me so far.
I don't know. I think I understand the point of calling people in to have them look at the tape. But I do not like hey, there was a student that was filming. They got nothing on the tape that we could actually use. Thanks for coming in. Bye. Oh, we're just going to give you this one little information tidbit. That to me is just such a cheat.
So
this one's funny to me, though.
This was awful.
This was so awful. This is so dumb that it's funny, though.
Thumper's walking around. He got the snake plush toy from the carny.
Snake.
He bullied that guy into giving him the snake.
And he's walking around like he doesn't have a care in the world, dude.
So he's like skipping around this carnival, dude.
I've never seen him that happy. He's
got a smile on his face, dude. He is so filled with joy. And he's like going up to strangers and being like, with the snake. And he's laughing. This guy killed his friend.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. Like he doesn't feel any bad. He doesn't feel any morals about he doesn't feel any remorse for that. So that's fine. But the fact that he's so
but the
happy
childish
that
glee that he has
like
with this.
I like it.
I hated it.
I like it.
And he does it to another person. And then he walks up to Principal Clemens, who's standing there with security by the metal detectors.
Mm-hmm.
And Principal Clemens is standing there all tough guy.
Yeah.
And Thumper looks at him. He's like, there's a long silence. And then Thumper just goes, what?
Now, I'm going to get in a little bit of nitpicky logistics here. They act like this is the only exit. Are they leaving through this exit to go into the school? Or are they going straight into the school?
I honestly don't know the geography of this carnival.
Because it seems like there's multiple ways to get around this. There has to be. There would have to be. Like, if you stole the money, you're not walking through the security gate.
No.
Yeah.
No. But so then Veronica, she's like, oh, it was such a shame that Principal Clemens took my keys those several episodes ago, but glad I made copies. So she breaks into Clemens' office. She's looking at the paddle engravings because Principal Clemens took the paddle from her. And then she's like, I see code. These are license plate numbers. She scans them. She goes over to a scanner, notices that the last thing in the scanner was a health class quiz from Miss Hauser.
Copy machine.
The copy machine, yeah. And so she scans the paddle and prints out, I guess, like a copy of the paddle for her own records.
Which is interesting that she didn't take a picture of it with her phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it. Yeah.
The episode wouldn't work then.
Yeah. This is you could tell it's 2005 because there's a lot of paper and paper trail stuff, you know.
So then Veronica runs into Jackie and she's like, hey, you want to go watch Miss Hauser squirm? Because I got some shit on her. Jackie's like, I would love to. So this is where a lot of convoluted shit happens.
This is where let's just tell you what's going on.
This is where they just dump all of this information.
Yeah. It is classic Sherlock level of, oh yeah, I figured it out. And this is like when they had the poker game and she was like, oh, I can't wait to call out everybody in this room.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So she arrives into this classroom. She's got Hauser, Clemens, Madison, JB. They're in the room. And Veronica is like, Hauser, you need to apologize to Jackie.
Question. You're right. Why is JB and Madison in the room? Why are they there?
That's why I was like,
I didn't know. But Dick's not in the room.
No.
So they let him go? But they couldn't have been.
Yes.
Why? I guess they're there because they are working with their Hauser's assistants.
I'm so fucking confused.
I guess they were Hauser's like assistants. Like that's why they were putting it all together. So they must be there for like that reason.
Yeah, Madison is like her student aide or whatever.
And I think JB is her. I think JB is the student aide.
Okay.
And they're both, and I think, okay, that gives some credence to why they're there and why Weevil's not, why Dick's not. Okay.
Yeah. But Veronica's like, you better apologize to Jackie for stealing the money or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then Miss Hauser's like, I'm sorry that I forgot that I thought that you were doing the money, Jackie. She like kind of rolls her eyes and turns away.
Yeah. Hated it.
And then Veronica's like, check out what I found in the copy machine. It's your exam, Miss Hauser. And it was locked up in, Miss Hauser's like, how did that get there? That was locked up in my filing cabinet. Who had access? Who knows the code to the copy machine? JB did. And JB's like, oh, that's a bunch of bullshit. Veronica obviously planted this. And then Veronica goes, I'm going to take JB into the hallway. And when I return, he will confess. Like a magic trick. And then Veronica pulls JB into the hallway.
Here's something I wanted to think about. While this is happening, what do you think the rest of the people in the room are talking about? Madison, Jackie, Hauser, and Clemens. Because this is a long time that they're just in a room waiting for Veronica to come back.
Right? You don't think about what they're doing.
They're NPCs. They're just standing there.
Yep. So she's got JB in the hallway, and she's like, look, JB, I know that you're a Triton. Remember last season when I took a bunch of pictures of y'all? I still got those pictures.
That thing that Joe said would never show up.
Yep. And she's like, and I know that the copy machine can prove that you did it with time codes. And JB's like, bullshit. Copy machines don't have that. And Veronica goes, you're either going to confess that you did it, or I'm going to expose you as a Triton. You're going to call my bluff, like, or something. It was like, I don't know. I'm going to be
okay, I got it.
I was zoning out a little bit. I was like, I even rewound this. I was like trying to understand what was going on.
She says, I can do the time code. The time codes will match when you were streaking, when the streaking happened. And he's like, do you want to risk that? And he's like, do you want to risk that? Or you can go in there and admit to the thing, and I won't send this email. I won't send this picture with your email address to the Tritons, because you know what the Tritons do when someone reveals their secrets, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, fuck, the Tritons are so important.
All the connections I'm going to
make. All
the
connections. Oh my God. Who's in charge of the Tritons now that Duncan's gone? Because he was the one that got in charge of the Titans, but now he's gone. So who's in that charge? Whatever. So
yeah.
Then they go back into the room.
Yeah. And JB's like, all right, I stole the test.
And I was like, were you coerced? Were you coerced? I was just like, who did it? How did she trick you into it? You don't have to do it. You don't have to admit it, JB. I love you. I mean, what does she do?
Then while she's doing all that. While she's doing all that, Veronica notices there's a bunch of glitter on the ground.
This is just ridiculous.
There's a footprint. She's like, So then Veronica goes, and I also think I know where the money is. And she climbs up on top of a desk, and she's going through the ceiling, and Principal Clemens is like, Veronica, this is absurd.
I haven't moved from this spot in 10 minutes.
And Veronica pulls down the money out of the ceiling tile, and she's like, ha ha, I found the money. And if you look at the ground, there is a perfectly stamped footprint, and it would only be high heels, because we can see that was a high-heeled shoe in the glitter. And then someone's like, who the hell would wear high heels to the Winter Carnival? And then Hauser starts looking all sheepish. And then Clemens goes, pull up your pants, girl. Pull up your pants. She picks up her pant leg and sees that she's got heels on. And he's like, lift your heel up, you swine. And she picks her heel up, and she's got glitter on the bottom of her shoe. And she's like, I've been walking around this place all day. That glitter's been there all day. That could have happened at any time. And he's like, yeah, highly, highly likely. And then he's like, highly unlikely. Ms. Hauser, come to my office. And then he goes, this is an example of why I consider the advice of some of my students, because earlier in the episode, Hauser's like, why are you even listening to Veronica? She's a student. She's a dumbass.
Mm-hmm. As if they don't know that she's already solved so many crimes. She solved the Lily Kane murder.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that, right?
She solved the fucking goat thing that Clemens specifically hired her for.
Hauser might not know that, though.
Yeah.
But Hauser has to know that she solved the Lily Kane murder. I feel like that would buy her a little grace. But also she says that there wasn't $12,000 in there. Or she skimmed the money before she even gave the box of money over. So
yeah,
I wonder if this is the end of Hauser, because it feels like it should be.
Yeah, she was stealing the money.
Yeah, but what we hear later about Thumper, it didn't seem like. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not saying. I think Hauser should be done.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
So we go back outside to the carnival. Dick goes up to Madison at her car, and he's like, hey, why don't you want to have a quickie for old time's sake? And she's like, I've been hooking up with an older man lately, and I'm more of a fan of longies. And she walks away. And he's like, all right.
Yeah, we should mention when in the previous scene, when they only have like $6,000, Veronica looks at Madison and goes, Magic Mountain time because they don't have enough for Catalina Island. So it's just this scene. We're not doing it enough justice. Of Veronica is on the top of her high horse when she's delivering all of this. I mean, she is looking down.
Quips galore.
I mean, she's short, but she is looking down on everyone. It is.
But yeah, Madison turns Dick down and he starts walking further and he sees a lady pulling up some thigh highs. She starts flirting with Dick. She's like, I'm waiting for my son here at the carnival, but you know, my husband, he's really absentee and I kind of really like hooking up with younger men. And Dick's like, oh. She's like, you got some time? You look like a guy that can occupy my time while I wait for my son. He's like, you're absolutely right, I am. Then they get into a truck together. Then Logan and Hannah are walking, and Hannah's like, all right, well, my ride's coming to pick me up. And Logan's like, well, we have a date on Saturday, right? And she's like, yep. And then he kisses her, and then you hear a beep, beep. Hannah gets into the car. Who's driving the car? The drug dealing doctor, the drug dealing plastic surgeon, and Logan bends down, looks right at him, and gives him like the aha, I'm gonna fuck your daughter guy.
It's a good move by Logan.
It's scum, dude. It's scummy, but it's funny.
It's not scummy. This guy has ratted him out. This is the guy that's saying that he saw him kill the guy on the bridge. And he knows that that's not like true. So this is a way to get back at a guy who's literally trying to get you framed for murder.
I mean, all the doctor has to do, Dr. Griffith, is he has to be like, you're not allowed to go out with that guy.
The point of this is to be like, I know what you did. And I know that, like, again, that doctor's not as rich as Logan, too.
Yeah, true.
So, like, down the fact that that guy knows who his daughter is, that's what the message is. It's not like, oh, I'm going to actually date her and take her out. It's like, I can get to you. That's the message.
I like that Logan can find out that that's his daughter, but nobody knows who Logan is.
He's got, I wonder how he figured it out. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, her name is Hannah Griffith, probably.
It's a good, probably. It's a great little twist at the end. I just wish watching them flirt would have had a little more something to it.
Yeah.
Maybe him stealing her away from like another guy too would have been interesting. I don't know. Just something. It needed something for me.
Yeah. So we go back to the truck where Dick was, and he gets out of the car, and it was an escort. Dick is like spitting. He's like, what the hell was that? What the hell was that? And then the escort gets out of the car and she goes, I don't know what do you call yours, big boy? Dick is spitting. People are laughing at him as he gets out. And Beaver and Mac are there. They got like flashlights on him or something.
I think they are recording it and it's the flash from their phones, I think, but I couldn't tell. I think they're so. I don't know. And everyone's watching.
I thought that too.
Everyone's watching this too. But yeah, those flashes were like way, I don't know.
It looked like they just had like little tiny flashlights. I don't think it was their phones.
I don't know. But everybody's here for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, and Dick is spitting. So he goes over to Beaver and he's like, I'm going to kill you. And then he rears back to punch Beaver. And Beaver goes, you hit me, you'll suffer worse. I promise you. Remember what happened to Sal?
Sally.
Remember Sal?
He says Sally.
Sally.
Yeah.
Who's Sally?
Well, that's for the that's the tease. That's the tease for the next episodes and stuff. Like,
yeah,
that's a teaser.
And then Dick immediately backs down.
Yeah,
I thought he said Sal.
No, he said, "Remember Sally."
Oh, all right.
I'm about 95% sure he said Sally.
I'm 95% sure he said Sal.
I like how you're like, who's Sal? It's like it's a tease, Joe.
Yeah, I know it's a tease, but I was like, did I miss something? Did I misremember something?
No, it's a tease. That's why. They're setting up something for later.
All right. So we go back to Keith and Terrence. They're reminiscing.
We're not skipping over the scene.
Oh yeah, and then Logan says something to him too.
No. It's not that. What Mac and Beaver do is not cool. This is
for 2006. It is
2006. This is like classic 2006 teenage, high school, college prank stuff. But it's so fucked up. And the fact that this escort is like, oh yeah, I'll take your money to seduce another guy, this kid Dick, into hooking up with me, knowing that eventually he will find out.
Yeah.
That I have.
I mean, that's risky as fuck. Like,
yeah, that's unsafe.
That's her up.
Yeah, that's unsafe for that person. And it's just like not a cool, like it's just not cool. And they're just like casually, haha, I got you. The escort's like, I don't think this escort would do that for, I don't know. It's just such an unsafe way to do that, especially in this time. Like,
yeah.
It's one of those moves where you're like, haha, Beaver got you, Dick. You deserve that. But there's just so many other ways to do it. And I expect a little better from Mac here also. But if it was just Beaver, fine. But Mac and Beaver playing this, that was your comeback? You can hack anything, and you have this whole Sally thing that you can hold over him that you just decided to bring up now. Of all times. Like, you didn't threaten him with Sally any other time that he's been bothering you. But now he's about to punch you in front of everybody. Now you're going to go Sally? Why didn't you do that when he made fun of you for holding Mac's hand? You didn't need this little move here.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's definitely of its time. But also, this is an episode that we've already had a transgender person. They kind of handled it as best as we thought they could.
Yeah, they handled it pretty decently classy.
Yeah. But this one is just like, now it's just like for shits and giggles to laugh at Dick for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like the escort put themselves in a real dangerous situation.
I love how worried you are about this escort.
Because, I mean, these guys kill people. There's like 5 murderers at this carnival right now, Joe. What are you talking about?
Yeah, fair enough. So we go to Keith with Terrence, and they're reminiscing about a game about Terrence hitting a home run, and Keith was like, I fucking crawled over a bunch of grown men to get that home run ball. And Terrence is like, man, I had 3 career home runs, and you got one of them. And Keith's like, yeah. So Terrence, is there anything else you want to tell me about? And it seems like they're a little drunk at this point.
Yeah, those 3 beers really hit them.
Yeah, they're buzzing. Keith's like, is there anything else that you can tell me about? And Terrence is like, nothing that comes to mind. I don't got nothing, man. I told you everything. Keith goes, Terrence. I can't take your case, buddy. Terrence is like, why? What are you talking about? And Keith goes, because you won't come clean with me. And then Terrence is like, what are you talking about? Keith's like, have a seat, bud. And then he plays the tape of Sheriff Lamb and Terrence's conversation about the gambling stuff. And then Terrence looks like, oh, fuck. And he goes, you know everything, don't you? And Keith's like, I got my ways. Wouldn't know shit without my daughter, but I got my ways.
It's amazing that he played that to him.
Yeah.
And he's just like...
And Terrence is just taking it.
I mean, what else is he supposed to do?
Stand up and threaten him.
Threaten him with what? He's the only one that can help
him. Beat him up.
You want him to beat up the guy that can stop him from going to jail? What is the logic there?
Beat him up.
What? All right.
But yeah, so Terrence is like, all right, I'm pretty deeply in some gambling that Fitzpatrick's are involved. They're trying to collect some money from me. My fiance overheard something about it, and then she was like, it's going to ruin me. It's going to ruin my Hall of Fame career. And she said that she was going to expose him and that he had a gambling problem, and then he had to do things that he wasn't proud of. And Keith's like what? And Terrence goes, I threw a game. It was game 4 of the ALCS, and I threw the game and made our team lose, and Leslie knew about it, but it erased millions of dollars of gambling debt. And then Keith somberly closes the computer and he goes, I was almost at that game, but then Veronica got sick and I couldn't make it. And after we lost that game, I felt bad. I felt guilty for not being at the game. I felt like you guys lost because I wasn't there. I felt like I let you guys down because I wasn't there. And I've been carrying that guilt with me ever since that day. Terrence is looking like, gosh, sorry. Keith looks like he's on the verge of tears.
Dude, he is so heartbroken by this. And he mentions like it's this dumb fan logic where it's like, oh, if I was there, we would have won kind of thing, which fans do put that on themselves, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then to hear that his legend threw the game.
And he's like, I thought that they might have, they'll get back to it. And they never made it back that far.
He is a broken man. And I like Keith's acting here. I like the way he decided to play this.
Yeah.
And it is just, that's a lot. So Leslie is his fiance that overheard this?
I guess.
Or is Leslie
so.
Miss Dumas's first name?
I don't know. I was assuming that was his fiance.
Yeah, I don't know what Miss Dumas.
Because Miss Dumas would be doing a lot of threatening to break up the fiance and him, threatening to expose him for the stuff.
Yeah, but if his fiance that broke up with him already knows this, she could also like threaten him. I think the point, I don't know. So. I'm going to find out what Dumas's first name is.
Yeah, but like, dude, Keith, he looks like a sad, heartbroken little kid in this scene. It's so sad to watch. And Terrence is like, God, I let this guy down. This little bald Charlie Brown.
Yeah, Leslie is Dumas, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. That makes more sense than it being a fiance, because no one else living can know this secret, or else that would always be over him.
So Terrence gets up and he's about to leave. He's like, all right, sorry that I threw the game. And then Keith goes, all right, it'll be $50 an hour plus expenses. I'll take your case. And Terrence goes, what? Really? Why? Keith goes, you're Terrence Cook. I do not believe that you would blow up a bus full of kids.
Yeah. And he's saying it like still while he's heartbroken. Like he delivers that line like still heartbroken. And I was like, yeah.
Because you're Terrence Cook. Can't believe you kill a bus full of kids.
Yeah, if he wanted to kill Leslie Dumas, he would not need to blow her up on the school field trip.
Yeah. No.
Like this is a little extreme.
Excessive.
Yeah. I think blowing up the bus to kill Veronica would be excessive also.
Yeah.
It's really easy to find her.
So we then go to school the next day. Veronica shows up, and then Weevil shows up in a fucking sick new car. Sick new car.
Was Mac's new car green?
Yep, it was a lime green Beetle.
So when kids do a little heist, they get they
get a lime green car.
Yeah.
It's a telltale sign. Whoever shows up at school with a lime green car, Veronica needs to investigate them immediately.
If I'm Weevil, I'm not buying a new car after getting jumped out of my gang, dude.
Right, dude? Those tires are going to get slashed. His car's going to get keyed and spray painted and shit. But yeah, he shows up in this sick new car. Veronica goes up to him. She's like, so I made up that Nancy $50 bill thing. And
Joe's like, phew.
Yeah. And Weevil's like, yeah, Sheriff let Thumper go. And Weevil planted stuff on Thumper, and he's the one that put like the money in Thumper's locker.
Well, no, they said that the drugs were just ephedrine, so they had to let him go. But I don't know if I don't know how many thousands would like keep you for a while, but the money seems like it would be something. I don't know. I just love this. Like, don't worry, Thumper's still going to be a threat. And now he's even more pissed off. So your windows are going to get smashed, buddy. And we know he probably owns a shotgun because he shot at they shot at Logan. So,
but Veronica's like, so where did you hide the cash box? Because she now knows that it was all Weevil. She put it together, and Weevil's like, I had it in the places where you looked. I had it in my niece's backpack at first, but then I heard word from security that people were looking for the cash box, so I stashed it in the ball pit. And then I got it out before you could get to it. And she's like, fucking nice, dude. She's kind of looking at him like, nice.
The ball pit seems like a weird spot for it because I feel like a bunch of kids would be running into it. Like,
Yeah.
ball pits aren't, that ball pit's not bottomless or like that deep. You would just be hitting it and tripping over it.
Yeah.
Also, his niece is a real one for like not saying anything.
Right. She didn't say shit. She like dove into the ball pit to get the cash box later on too.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we was like, so wait, you knew all of this. Like, why didn't you turn me in? And Veronica goes, because I didn't want to go to Catalina Island either. I like Magic Mountain. And it's kind of like a recognized real moment at the end there.
Which I call bullshit on.
Yeah.
Because Veronica was going to go to Catalina Island on Logan's boat before she discovered that he was the one that brought the roofies to the party.
Yep.
They were all set to go. He had champagne on that boat. They were literally going to live the life that she says she did not want.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the episode. Ain't no Magic Mountain high enough.
I think the twist of Weevil having taken the money and her not ratting him out because she wants to go to Magic Mountain is just a one step too far in this episode.
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like it
I
was more of like I respect Weevil than the Magic Mountain thing.
She respects Weevil stealing money from the school. Like,
I think it's just like she's got a recognized real relationship with Weevil for whatever reason.
I don't know.
Like they scratch each other's back all the time.
Yeah, but then she gets mad at him. Like she went searching for it in his bag. If she thought he took it,
she was right.
But I'm saying if she took it,
racism was correct.
But then, like, if she would have found it in that bag, then she would have been like, "You're free to go." She would have like called him out then. So now at the end, she said, "Here's the big tricky part is that she does that Nancy move, or like the Nancy thing was written on the money. That implies that you know that the person is going to then use that money to frame someone else. Because if you stole the money and someone's like, the 50 has a Nancy on it, why would you write Nancy on it if you were planning to keep the money yourself? That would just be like, let me find that Nancy $50 bill and throw it away.
Yeah.
But now she's like, I made that up to catch the person who was going to frame another person. I was like, so did you know it was like, that's such a... It
was like they swapped locks too or something.
Yeah, she's like, how did you swap the lock? Because the lock was there. The only question is like, where was the box? And he's like, oh, it was in my sister's bag, which would have gone off when they walked through the metal detectors, right? Like, so I just don't understand why she did the $50 thing with Nancy on it if that wasn't going to play a part. Like, you would already have to know that someone was going to have it and then try to fake something. Because why even say that?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's just stuff like that when you dig deep into it, it kind of doesn't really fully track for me. But fine little episode. I'm happy that Hauser's kind of on the outs, that she didn't win. Madison's still standing there. She has to go to Magic Mountain, so I guess she loses in life again, I guess. I don't know.
Ugh, a fate worse than death.
Yeah.
Going to a theme park.
The test doesn't matter if Miss Hauser gets fired anyway. So
true.
Yeah.
Because JB wanted to get the answers to the exam because he wanted to beat Veronica for the King's Scholarship.
If you couldn't answer some of those questions, I mean, like, just study, dude. That test, it's like the health test.
It's a health class.
Yeah. This isn't,
bro.
This isn't like chemistry or something.
Yeah. Next episode is titled "Versatile Toppings."
I'm terrified by that title.
Yeah. Wait, what did you think was the nightmare scenario in this episode?
Oh, the nightmare scenario is when Dick sees the lady in the car, and I was like, oh, I already know what this is. I already know where this is going. I knew right away as soon as he walked up. I was like, yep, they're doing this. Yeah.
Okay, versatile toppings.
All right, we're gonna get like some pizza place. You know what? I think this is gonna piggyback off of the license plate stuff, and then that's gonna lead to like a pizza place where, like, if you order a certain topping, it leads to something else,
drugs,
like Loverboy or whatever that movie with.
Yeah. I was gonna say that they're doing drug trafficking through the pizza place. Like the delivery boy brings drugs. If you're like, hey, I want extra pineapple on my pizza, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right. Well, that's it for Ain't No Magic Mountain High Enough, everybody. Thanks for listening. Join our Discord. Link is in the show notes. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/boyswatchingbuffy. We're covering freaks and geeks. And we will be doing, as of this recording, unless there's some kind of craziness that happens in the 11th hour, going to be doing Death Becomes Her, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram and TikTok at boyswatchingbuffy, boyswatchingbuffy@gmail.com. And stay tuned next time for when we talk about versatile toppings.
One of my friends was on that bus.
Seltzer Kings.
Podcasts.